Lashana, yo, I just got him freaking tested.
Why do you have to come up here?
2 is not my kid. How's that possible? How's that possible? How is that?
Why do you gotta bring that up here?
2 kids? 2 kids? 2 kids?
You couldn't do this when I got home?
No, home. Your stuff is at your mother's house. Your stuff is out. I put it out.
So what?
You're not coming back to the house. You can take this baby. You can take this disrespectful little girl, and you can go. I bet you won't.
I bet I will.
2 kids? Both of them? Neither one of them was my freaking baby? Are you serious?
Really? Are you doing this now?
Yes, I'm doing this now. That's what I'm gonna catch you at. Yes, 100%. I'm petty. Petty is having 2 kids. It's not mine. That's petty. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Don't grow up to be like your mother. You understand me? Do not be like your mother. Don't be like your mother. Okay? Listen to me. Out. 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 Out.
I've been married for 51 years. Got 2 sons. Needed to take a test. Found out something interesting. They ain't my kids. They're somebody else's. I do wish I knew who the real fathers were. And they ain't the same. She was bopping a couple of different guys. I mean, I stayed with her for the sake of the children. I've been in court thousands of times in paternity suits. And 4 out of 5 times, guy says he ain't the daddy, he's right. I'll go home, start drafting up some divorce papers. I'll need to go get your own paternity test.
51 years and 2 sons, but neither of them are his. And they don't even share the same father. This isn't just about cheating. This is about a woman who let a man build his entire life around a lie. She knew from the beginning that those kids weren't his. And she never said a word. She watched him sacrifice, provide, raise them as his own. And she stayed silent for 5 decades. Here's the part nobody wants to talk about. He stayed for the sake of the children. But those weren't his children to stay for. She stole his bloodline. She stole his legacy. She took away his chance to have actual sons of his own. And she replaced it with raising 2 kids from 2 different men she was sleeping with behind his back. Now he's finding out in his 70s when it's too late to do anything about it. He can't get back those 51 years. He can't start over. He can't have the family he thought he had. She took his entire life and built her family on top of his effort, while lying to his face every single day. This is exactly why men are terrified of this happening to them. Because it does happen, more than people want to admit, and the courts won't do anything about it. Because best interest of the child means the man who got lied to is still on the hook. What do you all think? Should he still have a relationship with those sons or walk away completely? Share your thoughts in the comment.
Look at this. That's the proof right there. That's it. I'm lying from the very beginning.
No, you didn't. Really?
No, you always
So you went and got DNA test without asking me first?
Yes, I did. I did.
No, this is fake. This is
only
fake.
problem I have is
This
I wish
fake.
I had done it a long time ago when it first crossed my mind. 0. You know what 0 is.
How could you sit here and do this without me?
What? I don't need your
You had
permission.
no right. This is not your business. This is my child.
No, it's family business.
You know what?
Listen.
You try to take everything from this is just to prove a point A.
Listen.
It's to prove a point A.
Say anything to you, you do whatever she says. She say jump, you jump.
She
And I
said
bet you,
so.
even information, you still gonna keep it.
This is my
Listen.
woman and my child. This has nothing to do with you.
Yes, it does. Listen, I put $10,000 in that child's college fund. Lord knows what it's up to now. No, what?
Because I already know how you act. Every time we ask for something or do something, you throw it in our face.
Listen, boy, that's why we don't have a good relationship now. You don't listen.
What
Face the
about
truth.
this?
Face the truth. You never want to
This
face
is
the
my
truth.
child.
That girl ain't never gonna be about nothing. Face that fact. Deal with that.
What you out of my
Your life.
I don't want you nowhere near us. You stay away from my kids. You stay away from my woman. You stay away from everything that has to do. I'm so sick and tired of you. I'm sick and tired of you.
What? You know what, boy? I didn't raise no boys. And I'm not about to do it now. Why don't you man up? Take that, boy. Take that. Face the truth. And just admit you made a mistake. For one time in your life, admit you made a mistake. And start over. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ever since you got this house and that little bit of money, you sit and act like you better than everybody else. That's why we always talking about you at family meetings. In church, nobody can stand you, mama.
Oh
and we
my
sit
God.
here and we
This
put up
boy
with
is
this
something.
all day long, every day. What is wrong with you?
So you
Do you
mad
know
at
what this
me?
is? Do you know what this means? And it means nothing to you.
What does it mean
This
to you?
is my life. This is my child's life. And you sitting here trying to prove a point. And
That
take
that
one
child
away.
is not yours. She's
Over
not your child.
$10,000.
She's not my grandchild. Face the facts for a fact. You know what? You're just like your daddy. Always want to live in a fake world. That ain't real. Live in the real life. Just admit you made a mistake and start over. Get you a new woman. There's a lot of them out here. Real ones. Not this fake you doing. You act like you hear. It's other women. What about the lady next door? She ain't nothing wrong with her. What's wrong with her? What?
It's the last time. I'm not coming over.
Oh, you will. Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
This is what happens when you invest so deep into a lie that the truth becomes your enemy. He'd rather attack his mother than deal with the woman who deceived him. You know, he's not mad at her for getting the test. He's mad at her for taking away his ability to pretend everything was fine. What do y'all think? Was his mom right to do this behind his back? Let me know in the comment.
The DNA results conclusively prove that you are not.
Mr. Willis, what's going through your mind right now?
Betrayal, I mean, heartbroken.
I see the tears in your eyes. What are you thinking?
Am I strong enough to keep going? Because I am all he know, and that's an important thing to me, as in trying to be a father, because there is a difference. I didn't have my father.
I would like to apologize to Latreille.
Do you know who the father is?
I have an idea of who is the father.
So why did you think that if you were sleeping with someone else at the same time you were sleeping with Mr. Willis, why were you so sure it was his baby?
Because that was Latreille was the last person that I had slept with.
Ms. Higgins, from your perspective, what do these results mean for your relationship with Mr. Willis?
I want him to still be there for Knowledge, even though that Knowledge is not his. Because him and Knowledge does have that bond to where... Oh. They have that bond to where when I walk in the room, it's not even about me. It's about him and Knowledge. Knowledge don't pay me no attention. Like, that's his dad.
Yeah.
Like, and I just hope that me and him can get past it.
Do you still love Ms. Higgins?
I still love Miss Higgins.
Ms. Higgins, do you still love him?
Yes, I do.
Love can conquer anything.
I think we just got
Believe
cut out
that.
if we didn't.
This is what women do to good men. They find someone willing to step up, willing to be a father, and they exploit that. She knew there was a chance the kid wasn't his. And she definitely knew she was sleeping with someone else. But she picked him anyway because he was the safe choice. Now he's left with an impossible decision. Walk away from a child he's bonded with and be seen as the bad guy. Or stay and raise another man's kid while she gets to keep playing happy family after destroying his life with her lie. What do you think he should do? Let me know in the comments. And actually, speaking of paternity nightmares, we got a story from one of our subscribers who just found out he's infertile. But his wife is pregnant. And now he doesn't know if he should confront her or just pretend everything's fine. Please advise him, as he'll be reading your advice in the comments. So let's get into it.
Hi, Simon. I want to be left anonymous, please. I'm 34. And what I'm about to tell you has been eating me alive for a few weeks now, and I don't know what to do. I've been married to my wife Jasmine for a year and 2 months. We dated for 3 years before that. She's 28. Beautiful, smart, everything I ever wanted. Here's what she doesn't know. I'm infertile. I found out when I was 30 during a routine check. I got low sperm count. And the doctor said my chances of naturally conceiving a child were basically zero. Not impossible, but close to it. And I never told her, but when we were dating, kids came up and I'd say, yeah, I want kids someday, but I never brought up my situation. I kept thinking I'd tell her eventually. Then we got engaged and I thought I'd tell her before the wedding. But I didn't. I was scared she'd leave. So we got married. And I figured we'd just deal with it when the time came. Maybe we'll adopt or go for IVF. I'd tell her then and we'd figure it out together. 2 months ago, Jasmine tells me she's pregnant. I was shocked. But also excited. I thought maybe I was that 1 in a million case, or maybe a miracle. Or maybe the doctor was wrong and it actually happened naturally despite the odds. I didn't say anything to her. I just celebrated with her. Started planning for the baby. Told our families. Started looking at cribs and car seats. But something kept nagging at me. The timing felt off. We'd only been trying for like 3 months. And my doctor had been pretty clear about how unlikely this was. Last week I went to a clinic. Got tested again. Wanted to see if something had changed. If maybe my count had improved over the years. Results came back. Same as before. Basically sterile. The doctor said there's no way I could have gotten anyone pregnant naturally. I sat in that parking lot for an hour just staring at the paper. Because the math doesn't add up. She's 12 weeks pregnant. Which means she got pregnant right around the time we celebrated our 1-year anniversary. I've been going through everything in my head. Her schedule. Her phone. Trying to figure out if there were signs I missed. 3 months ago she went on a girls' trip to Miami for a long weekend. She's been working late more often. There's a guy at her job named Corey who she mentions sometimes. I never thought anything of it before. Now I don't know what to think. Part of me wants to confront her. Show her the test results and ask her point blank how she's pregnant if I can't get her pregnant. But another part of me is terrified. What if she admits it? What if the baby isn't mine? Then what? Do I leave? Do I stay and raise another man's kid? Do I blow up my whole life over this? And here's the other thing. What if there's some explanation I'm not seeing? What if somehow, against all odds, this baby is actually mine? And I accuse her of cheating and destroy our marriage over my own paranoia? But I can't ignore the facts. 2 different tests 8 years apart both said the same thing. I'm infertile. And she's pregnant. I haven't touched her in a week. I've been distant. She keeps asking what's wrong and I keep saying work stress. But I can feel her getting suspicious. Yesterday she asked if I was having second thoughts about the baby. I told her no. But the truth is I don't even know if it's my baby to have second thoughts about. My bro says I need to ask for a paternity test. But we're married. Asking for a paternity test is basically accusing her of cheating. There's no way to ask for that without blowing everything up. But if I don't ask, I'm going to raise this kid my whole life never knowing for sure. And if it's not mine, that means she cheated and lied and is letting me believe I'm the father. What would you advise I do, please? Because I'm running out of time to figure this out. I will be reading all your comments.
You sitting there trying to find some magical explanation isn't going to change biology. She went on a girls' trip to Miami. She's been working late. There's a guy named Corey at her job. You're connecting dots that are already connected. You just don't want to see the picture they're making. Here's what actually happened. She got pregnant by someone else. And she's letting you believe it's yours because that's easier for her than admitting what she did. She gets to keep her marriage, keep her image, and have you raise another man's kid without ever knowing the truth. Why are you considering staying quiet, raising this baby, and living the rest of your life wondering? Because confronting her means losing everything. But here's the reality. You've already lost it. Your marriage is based on a lie. Whether you confront her now or find out 10 years from now, the outcome is the same. She cheated. That baby isn't yours. And every day you stay silent is another day you're complicit in your own betrayal. You need to get a paternity test. Not because you're paranoid, but because you deserve to know the truth before you sign a birth certificate and become legally responsible for a child that might not be yours. And when the test comes back negative, because it will, you either stay or leave. She made her choice when she cheated. Now you should make yours. What do you guys think he should do? Confront her now, or wait for the paternity test after birth? Drop your advice in the comments because he's reading them. And if you've got your own story, subscribe and send it in. We only take stories from subscribers.
Why isn't paternity fraud illegal? It's estimated 6% of men are fathering children that are not theirs.
There should be consequences for that.
But there aren't.
Okay.
And that's my point, is you guys don't care about equality. You want freedom at the expense of men.
Okay, sure. Next.
Do you think that men should have the right to opt out of fatherhood, since women have the right to opt out of motherhood?
No.
6% of men are raising kids that aren't theirs, and there are 0 legal consequences for the women who lied to them. She asks if paternity fraud should be illegal. The woman says no. Then when asked if men should be able to opt out of fatherhood, since women can opt out of motherhood, also no. That's not equality. That's women wanting all the power with none of the accountability. A woman can lie about paternity, trap a man into 18 years of child support, and face no consequences. But if a man wants out, he's a deadbeat. He's irresponsible. He's forced to pay for a kid that might not even be his. The system is designed to protect women at men's expense. And women like her prove it every time. They say men deserve no rights while demanding all of theirs. What do you guys think about this? Should paternity fraud be a crime? Drop your thoughts in the comments.
When you think you've heard everything there is to hear on TikTok, and then you hear this today. So apparently there's a couple that are getting a divorce because the man was 100% sure that their child was not biologically his. So he pushed and finally had a DNA test. Come to find out the child was not his. Here's where the problem starts. The DNA test also showed that the child was not hers either. There was an investigation launched, and apparently their babies got switched at the hospital. This child's 5 years old. I'm sorry, what? Before I tell you the biggest kicker of them all, if you're planning on having children or are pregnant now, you never let that child leave the room. Ever. Unless you're next to that child while they're leaving the room. The kicker of the whole story is that when they found their actual child, which, side note, their child they had for 5 years, that's their child. Let's be real, whether it's biological or not. But the child that they located was in foster care. How many twists and turns can this story have? The only good part of this story is this family is adopting that child out of foster care. As if that's a good thing, but that's the only positive thing I can see happening out of all this, because no amount of money in the world suing that hospital would ever change any of those circumstances. And I hope and pray to God that they get sued and they get their asses sued and win. I can't see how they wouldn't, though.
And it only got discovered because the husband didn't trust his wife and demanded a paternity test. If he had not pushed for that test, they never would have known. Their real kid would have stayed in foster care forever. All because a hospital was negligent and nobody caught it for 5 years. How does a hospital even let this happen? This is why you never let that baby out of your sight at the hospital. Ever. And paternity tests should be made mandatory in hospitals immediately after childbirth. What do y'all think about this? Drop your thoughts below.
So my husband said if I'm going to keep excluding my stepchild from gifts, from doing certain things, that he is no longer going to be paying for my children. So I have 7 kids, and out of my 7 kids, only 2 belong to my husband. We're supposed to be going on vacation soon, and now my husband is telling me that 5 of my children will not get to go on vacation because they are not his child. He said that it's only fair since I keep excluding my stepson, which is his child. He then tells me that if I want the rest of my 5 kids to go, that I need to pay for their ticket, I need to go half on the hotel room, and that any food or anything that they want while we're on the trip would have to come out of my pocket because he is only going to take care of his son and the 2 kids that me and him have together. And then he has the audacity to say that if I keep excluding my stepson, that he's just simply gonna give me an invoice from everything that he's paid since day one for my kids, and that he's gonna make me pay everything back. No one forced you to pay for my kids. No one forced you to pay for kids that aren't yours. So I ain't paying a dime back.
He's actually giving you same energy you gave him, and now you can't handle it. He said if you want your other 5 kids to go on vacation, then you should pay for them yourself. That's fair, because you excluded his kid, and now he's excluding yours. So what's the problem? He's choosing not to because you showed him exactly how you treat kids that aren't biologically yours. You played yourself. So deal with it. What would you do in his position if you were the man? Would you keep paying, or cut them off like he did? Tell me what you think in the comments. And actually, on the topic of kids that aren't yours, we got an anonymous story from a subscriber who just found out all 3 of his kids aren't biologically his. 23 years of his life gone. And now he doesn't know if he should tell them the truth or keep living the lie. He'll be in the comments reading what you guys say. Let's get into it.
Hello, Simon. Keep me anonymous. I'm 47 years old, and I need your advice on something. I have 3 kids. A 23-year-old daughter named Ashley, a 20-year-old son named Brandon, and an 18-year-old daughter named Taylor. I've been divorced from their mother Lisa for 4 years now. The marriage fell apart. She cheated and we split. It was ugly, but we moved past it. My relationship with my kids stayed strong. I'm close with all 3 of them. We do dinners every week. I helped Ashley with her college loans. Brandon lives with me while he's in community college. Taylor just graduated high school. 6 months ago my mother passed away. She was 79. Had been sick for a while. It wasn't a surprise, but it still hit hard. After the funeral, my sister pulled me aside. Said Mom had told her something before she died. Something she'd been carrying for over 20 years. And she made my sister promise to tell me after she was gone. My sister looked me in the eyes and said, "Carl, Ashley isn't yours." I didn't believe her. Told her that was ridiculous. That Mom was confused at the end. That this was grief talking. My sister said no. No. Lisa had told her years ago. Right after Ashley was born. Lisa confessed to Mom that she'd had an affair and wasn't sure who the father was. But by the time she found out it wasn't mine, we were already married and I was bonded with Ashley. So she decided to never tell me. Mom kept that secret for 23 years. Never said a word. Watched me raise Ashley thinking she was mine. And only told my sister on her deathbed because she said I deserved to know the truth. I didn't want to believe it. But I couldn't let it go either. So I did a DNA test. Ordered one online. Got Ashley's DNA from a hairbrush when she was at my house. Results came back 2 weeks later. 0% match. Ashley is not my biological daughter. I sat with that information for a month. Didn't tell anyone. Didn't confront Lisa. Just processed it. Then I started thinking about Brandon and Taylor. If Lisa lied about Ashley, what's stopping her from lying about them too? I tested Brandon next. Not my son. 0% match. Then Taylor. Also not mine. None of them are mine. I raised 3 kids for over 20 years. Paid for everything. Was there for every birthday, every game, every graduation. And not a single one of them is biologically mine. I confronted Lisa 2 months ago. She broke down immediately. Admitted everything. Said she'd had multiple affairs during our marriage. That she genuinely didn't know who fathered any of the kids. And by the time she realized they weren't mine, she was in too deep to come clean. I asked her if she ever planned to tell me. She said no. That she figured I'd never find out and it was better that way. Better for who? Not for me. I lost 23 years raising another man's kids. 3 different men's kids. Now I'm stuck. These kids don't know yet. They think I'm their dad. Ashley just asked me to walk her down the aisle at her wedding next year. Brandon calls me for advice constantly. Taylor still comes to me when she needs help. But every time I look at them now, all I see is the lie. I love them. I raised them. But they're not mine. And I don't know if I can keep pretending like finding that out didn't shatter everything. My sister says I need to tell them. That they deserve to know the truth. My brother says don't tell them. That it'll destroy them and ruin their relationship with their mother. But what about me? Don't I deserve to be free from this lie? Don't I deserve to not have to keep playing dad to kids that aren't mine just because their mother decided to trap me 20 plus years ago? Lisa's begging me not to tell them. Says it'll ruin their lives. That they'll hate her. That I'm still their father in every way that matters. But I didn't get a choice in this. She took that from me. And now I'm supposed to keep living the lie to protect her and them? I don't know what to do. Do I tell them? Or do I just keep pretending and let this eat me alive for the rest of my life? I will be reading all your community advice in the comments section.
Your ex-wife stole 23 years of your life. And now she's asking you to keep lying, so she doesn't have to deal with what she did. 3 kids. Not a single one of them is yours. She had multiple affairs throughout your marriage, and she knew the whole time. This wasn't a mistake. And your mom knew too. She carried that secret for decades while she watched you raise kids that weren't yours. So you got betrayed from both sides here. Now Lisa's begging you not to tell them because she says it'll destroy their lives. But what about your life? She already destroyed that. You don't owe her any protection at this point. Those kids deserve to know the truth. And not just for your sake, but for theirs too. They have biological fathers out there somewhere. They have medical histories they don't know about. They might have half-siblings they've never met. If you keep this secret, you're taking that away from them the same way it was taken from you. I know you raised them. I know you love them. But if you keep carrying this lie, you're making yourself part of what she did to you. So tell them the truth. They're adults now. They can handle this. And after you tell them, let them decide what kind of relationship they want with you going forward. Don't force it. Don't guilt them. Just be honest and let them process everything. Lisa gets to face the consequences of what she did. And you finally get to stop carrying her secret. So guys, what would you advise him to do? He's in the comments right now, waiting to hear from you guys. Help him out. Alright, that's it for this episode. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video. And if you've got your own story you need help with, send it in. Remember, we only feature stories from subscribers. I'll catch you in the next episode.